All things are working out for my good, for my good.
Welcome again to SoulFire Fridays. This is where we get to extend the week's conversation, which typically begins on Monday, where I send an email to subscribers and then do a video that I put up on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram on Fridays as an extension of that conversation. My name is Webby, and I founded SoulFire Inspiration to set your soul on fire through music and conversation. And all of this is so that you're inspired to live intentionally and purposefully. Welcome to the month of October, and of course to the new conversation that we're going to be reflecting on and reflecting through, which is this: finding purpose in everyday work. Now, I know the word work typically brings to mind what you do for a living, but through this conversation, my hope is that we'll be able to see a much broader view of that, because it's not just about what we do for a living, but what we do in our lives every single day. Before I go very far, I'd like to read a scripture because I'd like to use that as the foundation point of what we're talking about today. And of course, if you've watched previous SoulFire Fridays videos, in some of those, I'll put in a scripture because it allows us to see things from a different perspective, from a biblical perspective. The thoughts that I share here on SoulFire Fridays are inspired by a biblical perspective and a practical application of those thoughts. So this is what I want to read for you. You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. I think the thing that you're going to see, and this is really the best place to begin our conversation from, is that you are not an accident. You are here on and for purpose. If God took the time to think about your life and plot every single day from the time you were born to the time you leave this earth, then it stands to reason that you being here means it's meant to accomplish something, and it is in your best interests, if you haven't already begun this quest, to discover what that is. For some of us, we're very well versed with why we're here on earth. We found the unique spot, the unique connection between our existence and the thing that we're supposed to do. But everyday life will sometimes have us living through just the mundane motions, just going through stuff. You wake up in the morning, you do a couple of things, the day ends, in the evening you go to bed, you wake up the next day, you repeat the same process. It's very easy to get caught up in a cyclical approach to life like that and never really thinking beyond your present circumstances or the things that you have to deal with, never really seeing the connection between even the things you do, the things you say, the associations you have, the abilities and the opportunities that you get, and how that's supposed to make a difference for other people. You see, life isn't just about those mundane motions. It's really more about the difference that you're supposed to make through your life and through the contribution, the unique contribution that you're going to make, that you're supposed to make, that you can make. There's no two people that are the same, and there's no people that can do the exact same thing in the exact same way. And so my hope is that as we converse about this, as I share these thoughts and reflections, as I write to you, and as I put up these videos on SoulFire Fridays throughout the month of October, that we'll begin to see things from a different point of view. And my hope is that it will challenge you to see everything about your life differently and take on a different way of thinking. So I look forward to continue this conversation with you next week. But before that, allow me to just encourage you that if you haven't signed up for SoulFire Conversations, which is where I send you an email as a subscriber with the thoughts of the week, then please do so. There'll be a link in the caption section of this video. Click it, it'll send you to a sign up page. Once you're done with that page, you're going to receive this week's conversation, and you get to reflect on that until Friday, when I get to share a video and extend the conversation with you. And I look forward to doing that. In the meantime, have a wonderful weekend. God bless you. See you later.